We are starting a new psalm today, Psalm 54, and I hope you will open your Bible there with me. Let me ask you a question. Where do you turn when you don't have anywhere to turn? What do you do when the place you went to for help, the people you look to for help, betray you or don't come through? What happens when you feel like you have no help whatsoever? Well, this is kind of where David is. This is the predicament. David's young life and Saul's kingship is recounted to us in 1 Samuel 15 to the end of the book. And so this psalm was written during the time when David was hiding himself from Saul. He was hiding himself with the Ziphites. I don't know much about the Ziphites, but they lived about 15 miles southeast of the place called Hebron, which is in southern Israel. And if you're going southeast of Hebron, you would be really out in the beginnings of the Arabian desert, kind of south of the Dead Sea, probably at the very southern tip of the Dead Sea, actually, down by Masada and out in that direction. So David is in the wilderness, and he's hiding from Saul, and he's fearing and fighting for his life in some sense. 2 times the Ziphites, or the Ziphims, as they're called in our text today, David was hiding and they betrayed him. And they told Saul that he was with them. So this psalm, Psalm 54, was written during that time. So David is going to take us through kind of 3 phases of his journey. And it's a journey that we all take. And we take it really over and over and over in this life. If you follow the Lord for any amount of time, you have already begun to write this kind of story. And if you're new to faith, if you're new to Jesus, then you will write this kind of story. So you need to expect it. You need to anticipate. One of the ways God grows your faith is he brings you through this type of journey. And then ultimately our salvation, as it is fulfilled in redemption, either at death or at the rapture, or however we see Jesus, the fulfillment, the finality of our salvation, we're going to have kind of the fullness of this kind of experience. So Psalm 54, I want you to join me. We'll read it, and then I will send you into your week, and we'll spend the rest of this week meditating on these things. So the title, or the description of the psalm, to the chief musician, which I love that because God valued worship enough in the Old Testament that he wanted the people to appoint worship leaders. And so it's a great practice. We have a worship leader at our church. We have a worship team at our church. And so did they in ancient Israel. So to the chief musician on Neganoth Maskil, those 2 words are probably instruments that were used in the playing of this psalm. A psalm of David, when the Ziphims came and said to Saul, "Doth not David hide himself with us?" So verse 1, "Save me, O God, by thy name. Judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies, cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eye hath seen his desire upon mine enemies." So 7 verses, and David goes from absolute desperation to full celebration. I just want you to see that transition, okay? What brings it about? Going to the presence of God, praying, writing out that prayer in the form of a journal or a poem or a song, lifting up your heart, declaring, preaching to your soul, preaching to your heart, you preaching to yourself where your trust is, where your help is going to be, and then resolving in devotion to wait. And then you will experience the deliverance. You will experience the breakthrough. You will experience God bringing you out of trouble and fulfilling his plan in your life and his justice in the lives of your enemies. So we will spend, I don't know how long I don't know if it'll take us all week or if we'll just get through it in a couple days. 6 verses, Psalm 54, and we enter a new week. And so I hope you'll think on these things, and we'll pick it up here tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. If you didn't get to catch our live stream over the weekend, I hope you will on the Monday Night Rewind tonight at 7, and then join us Wednesday night for groups and opportunities to grow spiritually and fellowship with your church family. And until then, till tomorrow, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.